I'm glad that this thing's still working. What time is it? Is it about that time?
It is about that time. Over.
Well, there you go. Dennis, can you hear this thing too? Is it worthy of a check-in?
Indeed. Over.
Groovy. See you later on in the roll call. Over.
All right, and timing is really good here because the skip is dying. We're not gonna be that lucky next week, I don't think, with the time change. So we'll see what happens. I think I hear
the Larry Cam is active.
The Larry Cam is active, and we are active here on the Old Tube Radio Network.
You may not find us on your TV because in case you did not know, we're being brought to you by
OTR.
Brought to you by
27.085 megahertz.
Brought to you by RADI.
The Old Tube Radio Network.
And just like Stan and Billy May and X4000 said, it is the Old Tube Network, the old Tired Tube Radio Network, as Dr. J used to call it. Hello, radio. Thanks for joining us, whether you are right here, right now on 27085 Channel 11, or joining us on the Universal Media Netweb at oldtuberadio.net, listening to the audio, and there's some video thing going on as well that you can click in. My name is Dennis, one of the many net controllers to sit in the air chair of what we call the Old Tube Radio Network, where you can get information about tube radios and, even better, take a trip down memory lane and the way it would sound on your Citizen Band Class D 11-meter radio back in the day when these radios were brand new in the late 50s, 1960s, and the 1970s, and all throughout until right here in the 21st century. So that will be coming up shortly. First off, we'll be checking in with our shortwave listeners, where they are here in the Central Valley of California or joining us from afar via the digital check-ins. We're glad that you are around listening in, and we will get to that in a moment. But first, what I'd like to do is make sure if there are any stations that would like to check in that need to be places other than the Saturday night place to be here on Channel 11. So OTR is listening for any early check-ins. Over.
24 checking in.
All right, Joseph, we got you 24. And I know we have a couple of early ones on the digital list, which I will get. I also have, I heard SWL 53, the legend, Mr. Belair from early. Get him checked in. And a reminder that the audio is streaming live at oldtuberadio.net if you'd like to check and give yourself a radio check as you check in. You can do that as well. Let's get started with the net. Time change this morning, or tomorrow morning, Sunday morning. Time change coming up tonight. So you will probably hear a bit more skip at the beginning of the net next week. It's just died down mostly, at least here in the Central Valley. I know those stations that are up on the hills are still hearing the skip a little bit, but we had a good run from Australia, New Zealand, and Hawaii as well. So SWL, off we go. SWL number 1 is getting checked in, but before, or I should say after I do that, let's make sure that SWL 0 is somewhere around. And Chrissy is right there. Hello, Chrissy. I'll get if I can get my mouse to work here, we'll get all the appropriate check-ins that you will see on the screen to make sure that you are checked in indeed. SWL1, SWL2, Mr. OBP. Say hello to the one of the stations that got us started on the Old Tube Radio Network back in the 1980s with, let's see, what was it, Kevin? The Buddy Bass and the 23S9 or the R2700A. 9 pounds, good modulation. SWL number 2 is in. Also got to check in for SWL 3. That is Rob Lone Eagle. And let's see if Levon is somewhere on my screen. There he is. He will be trying to get caught up on greetings and waking up. Well, here's a good way to wake up. You are checked in and official on the Old Tube Radio Network. Over to shortwave listener number 7.
SWL7 checking in.
All right. Well, I hope your noise isn't too bad, but I think you can hear me over the noise. I hope you can hear me over the noise anyway.
Yes, and actually the noise is not bad right now. I shouldn't have said anything. It'll probably come in.
All right, just a quick note. I found the noise I had been having for a year that was on 40 meters that was coming and going. It was a in-the-house air purifier and something with the ionizer that was kicking in and kicking out all the time randomly. So go around and check, and you don't have any of those pesky not part 95 that where it says this device must not cause interference. Air purifier with an ionizer in it.
Yes, the good old ionizer. No, I don't have any of those.
Okay, well, you let me tell you, you don't want them, that's for sure. All right, we are continuing on. Let me see. We are, if you're playing the home game, we're at 3-9-20-24 on the game board, and we're doing pretty good so far. SWL 10 checked in as 00. SWL 11 and 12, the dynamic duo of Dan and Dapper Dan, Cornbread, and Dan looking pretty good. I'm feeling dapper. We've got the pocket protector. The suit is sort of straight. The tie is on, and my hair is semi-combed. So if I come in second place, I think I'll be okay with that. So let's see, we got 10, 11, and 12. Thank you, Dan. And Dan for joining us here at the Old Tube Radio Network, where we are looking forward to those vintage tube radios, and we should have a few. So don't go away. Stay tuned. SWL 13. And I'm trying to check my updated screen here. And see if Mike is in just moments ago. Mr. Crobert with the X in the square. Let's head out to Sangertown, where I think maybe the skip has died down enough for me to hear Sean out there in Sanger. Over. Were he to be there? And were he to actually be hearing me? SWL 15 is around. Good morning. Alpha 173. Hans is listening in over on the video site, and he may be tuned in at oldtuberadio.net. I think I saw him up there earlier listening to our Gray Line skip coming in. Who is listening? And of course, in the front row, we've got Chet with the cue cards. Fresno, Toledo, Ohio, San Diego. Somebody out there in San Diego. I wonder if that's my Muffle Bucket University brethren listening in from San Diego. Plymouth, Minnesota, Centerville, Virginia, coming up to you. Liberty Lake, Washington, Shinston, West Virginia, as always. And you're up in the balcony tonight. Hans is up in the balcony along with Newcastle, Virginia. Very good. Let's go to SWL 16. If I grab the right button. And yes, you guys were busy. Charlie and Chet were out in the limo this week, helping deliver the massive. There must have been literally thousands of boxes of Girl Scout cookies going out this week, and they were. Did you get to drive? Did you get to drive the big red and the big blue limo? So they've been busy, and that is a good thing. So thanks for checking in there from beautiful Anoka, Minnesota. Where's my key? All right. Sometimes the radio just went on key. SWL 17. SWL 18. I have a check-in via the Universal Media NetWeb for Mikey. Mr. KDA. And then SWL 19, of course, Chet is on the cue cards. Derby, New York, by way of Belfast, Maine. And what do you he has something for me. What do you have for me? Oh, is this okay? Did we buy one? Cookies. This is what you guys have been doing. We got some Girl Scout cookies here tonight. What kind? This is my favorite. How did you know? The Caramel Delights. Is it open? Can I have a cookie? I'm hungry. Look at it. Okay, I can't. Oh, look at that. That's beautiful. All right, there it is. I'm going to put it on the list here. Never late. Thank you. And how many more you have? You still have 1,000 more boxes to deliver. The ones that you haven't broken into yourself. Well, I hope I'm not keeping somebody from their cookies, courtesy of OTR. All right, who is next? SWL 20.
Hey, 6 VOF ready.
Number 20 here. Please check me in.
Copy, KB6GFD.
29 and 54. Also, and if I'm lucky tonight that it almost finished, I might have a radio of interest.
Ah, that sounds good. A radio of interest is always a good thing. We will be listening for that. It looks like I've got a cross-band check in here. Hello, radio. Take a transmission, sir. KB6GFD.
Make it too fast, Dennis. I know you're busy. Anyway, I played music today and just don't have anything hooked up and warmed up. So check in 25 and 74. Thank you, sir.
All right, you are sounding good via the crossband beaconing on the FM side. So thanks for joining us. Good music as always, no doubt. Glad you are in your air chair tonight for a little rest and relaxation. Thanks for joining us, KB6GFD.
Yeah, thanks a lot. W6KEG.
There you got a crossband for SWL 25. And let's see, the EchoLink link is up tonight, so we will try and grab our EchoLinkers briefly, but like to always say hello from wherever they might be checking in. SWL 21 from Old Radio Night in the Wasama swamps of South Carolina, and I was busy. I did not get to actually go and check in. I know there was something going on with Uncle Freddie Chicken Choker, Old Radio Night. Let me just pop it up at some random position here on Old Radio Night. I'm not sure what.
Roger on that there. Well, don't be worried about it there. That's why I got my name of my video is Uncle Freddie Chicken Choker there. But anyway, all right there, 353 sounding good. I'm gonna get back to the spinning wheel. Got two more people.
There's Wagon Master.
There. Somebody's going to win.
Uncle Hairball.
Uncle Hairball or Wagon Master, 390. Got them only two left.
Well, I'm sorry I missed it tonight. I could have won something.
Back out.
I just want to get my check-in in. I don't think I'll be out here too terribly long.
All right, well, I'll have to see. You'll have to let me know who won and what it was that they won, and did they have to pay for it? Are they still good? SWL 21, Mr. JT, who is joining us here tonight. Thanks for the Old Radio Night prior to this net on the West Coast. And I heard Skip was good. I heard Van Man coming in talking to Australia.
He's checking KBUG
night prior to this. All right, there was lots of audio there. Let's go over to SWL 22.
I'm not. I'm just some watermelon instead, man. Wait.
And I'm listening because I heard Hippopotamus talking from Australia to some stations up in Alaska. I don't know if that was Tyler or not. So maybe he's going to check in via the long path tonight. So I'll give Tyler a proxy check in. The Old Tube Radio Network here on the West Coast is streaming live at oldtuberadio.net and waiting for the Tube radios coming up over to SWL 33. SWL 24, Joseph checked in moments ago early, and as you heard even less moments ago, SWL 25, Jerry checking in. Make sure I get the X's in the right boxes here tonight. Let me, before I turn the page, scroll up on the video side and see who is where and what is going on. 102 coming to you, 83 coming to you. Wayne from Nottingham. It's been a long time. And he's glad to be back, and we're glad to have him back. Robin Hood and the gang listening in tonight. X or Red 5 standing by. Stand by and wait for my target. What is the line that Red 5 has in Star Wars? I'm forgetting it. I used to stand by and wait for my signal, I think is the line. Red 5. And the signal is now. You're looking good. Brian is in from Muffle Bucket University, joining us tonight. And 21 is in. Said he's resting his sore neck from choking all those chickens. Gary is listening in on the Freedom Net at 3982. Probably will be joining us a little bit later. I have not listened in that. If that's something, it's probably local to them. If it's on 75 meters, probably can't hear it on the West Coast unless it's close. 64 will be coming to you. 69, I see you in there. 51, I see you there. 68, I see you there as well. So that is a good thing. Foxman 362 made contact with 12444 NB 124 in South Africa. I think Dennis was talking. That station was out there. About $8,000. Mako 5,000 on the antenna. 1:30 p.m. today. That would have been earlier our time. So we talked to Dennis. We'll see if it wasn't somewhere in that same vicinity. The bands have been very, very interesting of late. And let's see. I'm just going through Rusty Rails. Hello, radio. Thanks for joining us from Central Arkansas and saying hello to all the old tube radio fans. Dwayne, I see you in there. I won't forget you also. Tracy as well. Gary's wondering, is anybody starting to run FM? Been making contact on channel 1. I guess that's the 26965, but there are probably other specific FM channels that may or may not be on your normal radio dial. But yeah, FM is a thing now. Okay to do that.
He doesn't want to shoot anyone else but himself, the big old mouth, everybody.
I don't know if that was Hippopotamus trying to check in. Rob is listening in from Woodland Park. All the beams pointed this way. He will melt some snow, perhaps, if he can hear us coming in. We're too close. Rob, you got to move to Perth so we can hear you. Then all these antennas will work well. Uncle Hairball, come on to you. All right, we will continue on with the directed net roll call, the Old Tube Radio Network. We are looking for SWL 27.
The way that big. Put on you when I can, man. I don't get my...
And I'm going to get Dwayne checked in. You check me in on the Wednesday night net up on 10 meters. Always a big signal because he's not that far away. Let's go up the road a little bit to SWL 28 and see what's on the menu tonight. Gary, what combination of soda, dessert, and main dish is happening? Snuck away from the anniversary party for a moment to check in. He will be back in a few, and he will probably bring his dinner plate with him, so we'll find out what's going on. We've got a proxy check-in for Mr. Loner, SWL 29. Dwayne is hanging out next to the Brownings and the Robins, just in case we have some radio-related DX going in. SWL 31, shortwave listener 32. SWL 33, always a check-in where I to remember to have the honking proboscis and put the proper X in the square. SWL 34, Jimmy, and the group over there, Railroader, Captain Chaos, and who knows who else. And yeah, I think I heard, who was it, Mark, saying the Idaho QSO party is on. There was a couple, I think there was two. There was a South America contest going on, I think. I heard them early in the morning. I got up early this morning and I heard the South American stations coming in on 10. And Idaho, and there was another QSO party. So it's busy. It's always busy on the bands somewhere. I'll get a proxy check-in for Jimmy, who was probably tending to one of the many, many Facebook pages, keeping us up to date. SWL 35. Indeed, I did see Mr. Bill, beautiful Red Monkey Communications, out of the trailer, making sure everybody is on the air, checking in from cool Cheyenne. Thank you, Bill. SWL 36.
Where'd you put my watermelon?
SWL 37. I'm sure Mr. Go Boy will be in shortly when the intermission happens. Up the road, another piece to Byron, California. Hello, Sam. Get Hippopotamus to check you in. He's out there listening. I know you can get back to him. I'll be listening for his relay of your station. SWL 39.
37.
Hey, there is 37. Hello, radio.
Hello, Dennis.
All right, thanks for jumping into the radio chair and squeeze to talk on the microphonium. We got you checked in.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Go grab your favorite beverage and we got Girl Scout cookies, a ton of Girl Scout cookies in the green room. So if you come back by later on, we'll have some cookies for you. Let's go to, where are we going? SWL 39 I called. SWL 40.
Hello.
SWL 40 here, and I can verify that the conditions, DX conditions, are very, very good. My signal the other day was heard in Antarctica on 80 meters, and that's quite a feat to make it to Antarctica.
Yeah, was it McMurdo Station that's down there? There's a couple of venues, I guess is the right way, where they do have ham stations that people can actually get checked in were they to want to do that. And I'm checking. Let me see if there's audio from the Larry Cam.
Get checked in were they to want to do that.
All right, Larry Cam is up and running, so we'll be referring to that when you all check in. We take a picture. We take a picture of your radio. All right, good deal. I'm getting good reports of skip from a lot of stations out there, including yourself. Thanks, Larry, and we'll be deferring to the camera here shortly. All right, and I don't know what that was. I don't know what that was. Let's go to SWL 41, Mr. Road Dog 507. And I believe 507 is right there. Let me get the 41 checked in. Do I have the little numbers up? Yes, I do. Road Dog 507, of course, for the Tri-County React, Hudson Valley, New York. Saying good evening to everyone, and good evening to you, sir. SWL 42. I got a note to get 42 in the gang proxied in, which I will. SWL 43. From up on the hill, probably I'm being covered up by Skipland, SWL 44. I got Ray checked in. He was sounding good on the Friday night check-in, as always.
You want to do something? I'll come back.
Okay, SWL 45. If you can hear me through the noise, Paul and Kelly up there in North Fork, we've got you checked in. Glad to have you back in your air chair, Paul. Speedy recovery. And we hope to get you back on the airwaves soon. We're missing you guys, and we're missing the radios that go with it. So take care, get well, and we'll get you back on the air. Let's go to SWL 46. SWL 47. SWL 48. And reminder, we are streaming at oldtuberadio.net. You'd like to, what do they call it? The video gate, the water gate, all that good stuff. SWL 49. I think we heard Brian in on Friday. We'll get Brian and Sweet Country Mama checked in. It was good to hear them back on the air. Hello to, who just popped in? Jukebox 502 out there in Nine Land. I talked to Wisconsin. I talked to Tennessee. I talked to Florida, Texas. Where else? On 40 meters. It's been good conditions all the way around. And we are definitely having a good night. Let's go to SWL 50. SWL 51. And Dave did check in earlier. Sanger Dave checked in earlier on the video site. He's probably having a lot of noise coming in. But if you're listening, Dave, we got you checked in. Over to SWL 52. And I look at Aaron checked in. He was busy last night. What was he doing? Oh, you know, it was and I missed it because I had to work late. It was the Fresno Amateur Radio Club meeting, of which Aaron is a large part of the FARC. So they had their meeting last night, and I was curious as to what the topic was. They always have good presentations and good topics. So sorry I missed that, but it was probably worth being there for sure. So Aaron, if you're listening, we've got you checked in, and we'll probably hear you a little bit later, perhaps on the DX side.
Hey, Dennis.
This is the Basic Dennis, over.
I was kind of out of the room, so I didn't quite hear. What'd you say about Paul?
He is back from a stint getting a stent or something like that. I got an update from Jerry, but he is back home in the air chair, and so hopefully he will recuperate quickly, and maybe we can get some radios and things back on the air or whatever they need.
Okay, thank you. Glad he's getting better. Thank you, bye.
All right, very good deal. Thanks for that. And Ray says, yeah, I got covered up by DX, but 44 is checking in on the video sign. We got you. Have a cookie. There's plenty of cookies to go around here tonight. 44 is in. We're up to 50, 51, 52, and 53 checked in moments ago.
Worldwide 53 checking in there, Dennis.
Oh, man, you are worldwide. You're even over the skip tonight.
10-4, 10-4. Okay, Dennis, I appreciate the flowers. Take care. 73 is back wide.
Okay, and now we know how you got the moniker The Legend. It was a well-earned name, and you're carrying on the tradition quite nicely. Page 3, SWL 54. We've got a proxy check-in from Mr. Boardjammer. Let's go up the hill, if he can hear me, to SWL 55.
You're loud and clear, Dennis. 55 checking in.
Yeah, and likewise, big signal down here in the Flatlands tonight, M&M, up there near Shaver Lake. We've got you checked in.
Thank you.
While he is here on the airwaves, let me go over to page 4 and get out there in Fayetteville, out in the Kakalaki, checking in spring weather, good conditions, made a contact with Ireland this morning. Dr. Jazz in the Carolinas. Ireland, that's what I listened in. I was actually trying to tune in on a link-up SDR in Ireland to see if I could hear my own signal. I actually did that this morning at 6:30, and I could not. So it was a combination of the basic Dennis being a mud duck and probably not choosing wisely on some of the receivers that weren't picking things up too well. But glad you made it into Ireland, because I know they were out there, and it's always a tough haul. We have to be up early in the morning. You guys get the gray line before we do, so that's when it comes in. We are page 3, directing that roll call for SWL 56.
Good evening, Dennis and Nanette. 56, just for kicks.
Just for kicks, sounding good. I am checking to see who is out and about. Ah, okay. It's not the walking man. It is the rambling Buick, or maybe it's the rambling Rambler out there. It's looking good, and we've got you checked in. Looking for, where's my list? It's over here. Brown Dog Audio, Mr. BDA, SWL 57, all the way from Central Kentucky. And occasionally, let me put up the RAA meter, make sure that we are in the proper modulation mode. It looks like we are. Positive asymmetrical stuff for the listeners out there. Who is waving a hand? Somebody is waving a hand up there in the balcony. Caller Radio Gains, good evening. Yes, number 613 checking in. Thanks for joining us here on the Old Tube Radio Network, where we are hoping to have a modicum amount of radios. I'm hearing feedback somewhere. Oh, you know what it is? It's EchoLink. Somebody's on the EchoLink link, but it's still keyed up. So make sure you unkey. All right, we'll get to the EchoLink here in a little bit, but it looks like it is working. So thanks for that. Let's go to SWL 58. I guess I'm supposed to get. I guess I'm supposed to get Jeremy checked in because he checked in on he got a check-in on Saturday or on Friday night. So we will do a similar thing. SWL 59 Uncle Hairball from his appearance over at Old Radio Night 59. We got you checked in, and thanks for making the long trek out to the West Coast to get on the Old Tube Radio Network. SWL 60. Hello, Joe.
Hello, Dennis. Evening time to everyone out there. SWL 60 checking in.
Checking in and checked in. Sounding good, sir. We've got plenty of cookies for you tonight in the green room.
Oh, we can't wait.
All right, yeah. The more everybody else eats, I've got my cookie here. It's melting. It's melting in the lights. The more everybody else eats, the more I'll have to worry about trying to find out. Thanks for checking in.
Right.
All right, through the skip land, SWL 61, Dino. He'll probably be by at some point. SWL 62. Foxman 362 said he made a direct contact to United Delta X-Ray 4570 out there in Palm Springs, where they are, it's already gone. Their mid-century modern tour of all the googly architecture and homes from Bob Hope to Frank Sinatra to Elvis. All those wacky mid-century modern homes out there. Let's go to SWL 63. Yeah, Foxman, you're right. Where is the milk? I've got water. That'll work. We'll save the milk. We'll save the Ovaltine for after because I am going to have some more cookies. SWL 64. Craig was in earlier. Might still be listening in from Wisconsin. I talked to what was the station? I might still have the. I don't have it. Okay, I've got the wrong screen up. I can't remember the call and exactly where they were. Boy, booming in. The guy had just a big signal. I'm running about 1,000 watts, I think. Can't remember what antenna he has, but we had really good conditions. I thought, I can't make Florida, but Wisconsin's booming in on 40. And this is late, like 10, 11 o'clock at night. Craig, you are checked in. Let's go to SWL 65. SWL 66. I got a note. I'm going to get Eric checked in. 65 is checked in. SWL 66. SWL 67, Bill up in Canby or somewhere nearby. I hope you are listening in. I hope your internet is working. We've got an X in the square for you. Hello, Peter. Good evening to you, the Old Tube Radio Network. We are expecting to get some great vintage, that's the right word, tube radios that were the rage, were the stuff that you could buy, the only stuff you could buy back 40, 50, 60 years ago. Michael, NY157, SWL 68, out there in 2 land. In fact, I think I talked to a 2 call, but they weren't in 2. They weren't in 2 land, but they have the 2 call, so displaced. Tulsa, Oklahoma, talks to some stations in Kansas. That's close, but not quite Tulsa, Oklahoma. Kenny, as always, thanks for staying up late and joining us here on the Old Tube Radio Network. Kenny is a station that used to check in live and direct right here from the West Coast, and now he's in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and still participating. We're glad we are set up for people to do that. That's pretty cool. Let's go to SWL 70.
Break OTR.
The break OTR, go ahead, over.
Yeah, 61 checking in. Sorry I'm late.
Hey, not a problem. I figured the skip was covering me up. I'm on your page, so that's not an issue. I will get the X and the square over.
Thank you, Dennis. Have a nice evening.
All right, so far so good. We are making it through the old Tube Radio Network tonight. Official check-in for 61 with the X. Apparently every time I check in, it logs this on some big Google server or something somewhere. So everybody's... The names are just stacking up on some digital shelf somewhere. SWL 71, Dallas, Georgia. Stan, I think, is in. If I were to able to refresh my page here. I know he got in. He got in early. SWL 71 checking in. I see you, Stan. So hopefully you're getting a little bit of rest this week. I think the contesting, there's no QSL parties for you, so not sure if you're doing any testing or not, but hopefully having a peaceful, restful weekend. Let's go to SWL 72. SWL 73. I've got a proxy check-in for Miss Jilly, SWL 74.
Proxy 73.
Okay, we can get a proxy in for Mr. M.I., who is probably doing some radio-related stuff somewhere, so not a problem there. We will get John checked in, KB6GFD.
Thanks, K6VLF.
Roll call, page 3, SWL 75. Gotta update all my numbers here. SWL 76 is Red Fox 1 around. Did I see him earlier? 76. And Radio Randy. Let's go up to SWL 99. And Randy, keep an ear out. We had lots of skip, but there's all from the Pacific. Last night, I don't think we had any of the short skip. In fact, I'm going to bring up the DX map right here on the screen, and it's showing us fur coats. Look at that. We got 6-meter openings down in Louisiana, Mississippi, but nothing going on. But that's not to say when we get to the gray line. Let me see if I can back out a little bit. Where's the gray line? Yeah, see, the gray line is coming up to just past Hawaii, so you never know. But anyway, we've got you checked in now, and we'll keep you informed if the things open up. We'd like to hear you. You've got a great station. We want to hear it direct if possible. So Radio Randy 99 is checked in. And you can hear how quiet it is now. It was half an hour ago. It was pretty noisy. Let's go to, let's see, 76. Did I see 76? No. How about SWL 77? And Dennis was in early. I'm getting Dennis checked in. He had some good DX contacts from the West Coast. He said South Africa and probably England, Ireland. Anyway, he's got a good station here on our end of things, and what I believe is a homebrew antenna working pretty nice. So conditions are good as we kind of find if we're near the top, peeking out. I don't think we're quite there yet here on cycle 25. SWL 78, Wild Wildemar looking on the screen. I thought I heard Richard today on 40, but it turned out it was somebody else that sounded just like him, because I was going to jump in and say hello, radio. So Wildemar might be coming in soon. Let's go to SWL 79. Yeah, Dwayne, stand by. If we get conditions to Arizona, Randy's got a big station with a multi-elemental beam. We'll be able to hear him for sure. Let's go to SWL 80. All right, my page has stopped working. There we go. Okay, what is he saying? He says, clear my cache. I will do that. think we did that. Let's go to page 4. All right, page 4, SWL 81. And I want to see, did I mess up my camera? No, it's still kind of there. Sometimes the camera's in a really bad spot. And if I hit it with my hand, then it goes out of whack here. All right, it's still in the raster. SWL 82. Ron, who does the Ditch Banks sideband net on Friday evenings. And I know he's working late. He was talking about being up at 2 in the morning, and he was late on the net last night, so hopefully he's taking a nap or getting some rest or something. Because the human body will also always, it can only do so much. SWL 82, and a reminder, the Ditch Banks sideband net on Friday evenings, 8 p.m. Pacific time, Pacific Daylight Time coming up next week, starting at 8 p.m. our time on 36 lower, that's 27,365. And a note from Rob. Says he was able to hear the Ditch Banks net last night, checked in early, and was still hearing Central California for almost 2 hours. Good times, yeah. I say. So that's what I'm thinking tonight. Right about now or when the radios start coming in, keep your SWL ear to the radio. Because we might be hearing Rob, we might be hearing Dwayne, we might be hearing Randy, who knows? Maybe Gary out of Arizona. So looking forward to that. And hopefully what we will be hearing is a lot of tube radios. Let's go to SWL 83. JZ was in there. I'm going to get to JZ checked in, 83. I saw you earlier on the list, so we've got you checked in. And Private Thor, 333. I'm going to go early and see if we have a link up. I won't link up to it now, but I just want to see if it's open. Last week, the satellite link was down. And I'm seeing if it's even up. If that's not good, it's showing a dark hole. But let me see. I'm going to click on it and see if it will fire up. All right, good deal. All right, you know what it is? Looks like it's good, so I'm going to preset it for our favorite frequency, and we'll be back to that later. I think I can leave it up without getting in trouble, getting knocked off. All right, we got to check in for SWL 83. Here's the station I heard the other day on the Jefferson noontime net, sounding good on his tube radio, but he was a little bit tired, so he signed off early. So I don't think he'll be out here tonight, but I will get him checked in. That's Cheerios Kid, SWL 84, and Mountain Maid, Tandy Girl, and the Snowy Owl, all the ladies associated with that fine station. SWL 89. And there is SWL 78. Were you on 40 today? I have to remember the frequency, like 72, 48. I thought I heard you, and then when I heard the call, I was like, no, that's not you. It's somebody that may have sounded like you anyway. So I didn't jump in on the QSO. Wonderful, warm Wildemar. It was 68 here today. It's going to be in the 60s. I mean, that's warm comparatively. So, Richard, thanks for joining us tonight. SWL 90. Let's go way to the other side of the of the USA planet to SWL 91. And Felix is in, saying hello to all the shortwave listeners, the old tube radio operators, and he's got a special shout out to Bozo Control. So he'll get a honking proboscis for that. The old tube radio network. Also, Peter, 428, saying hello, radio. Yeah, we'll hook up for you guys tonight, I hope. And 333. Always sounding good. Who's next? 92, Mr. Roman. I think I saw him, yeah. X in the square, checking in. A little windy and rainy here in North Idaho. How do you do that? He's got the Mr. Roman font going on my screen. I was like, oh. You've got his own print shop. He's got his own digital print shop out there. Very good. Wind and Rain. Yeah, that song. Oh, the Wind and Rain. Let's go to 91, 92 Roman. SWL 93. Where is Jimmy? I don't know. Let's try SWL 95. Warthog 95 from beautiful Orlando. Yeah, I had trouble with Florida last night. There was a station I wanted to talk to. I could hear him just fine, but he couldn't hear me. You know why? I know exactly why. And maybe you can confirm, and I guess it depends probably on where you are at in the panhandle there. They said there was so much storminess, lightning and everything. The static crashes were 15 and 20 over last night or the other night for the stations in Florida. So they were getting out, but we weren't getting back in. SWL 96, the out near the ditch banks in Kerman. Hello, Dennis. All right, I think that was you, but the audio was kind of not there. So give me a double click if that's you, 96. Okay, I got you that time. There's a lot of noise. It sounds like you are in the back of a pickup truck going down 145 or something. But I hear you. I got you checked in. Over.
Thank you.
All right, it's getting better. Your D104 just had to clear its throat. Over. 96, Mr. Prune Picker is checked in. Let's go to SWL 97 out there in Boston. Boston 97. Somebody told me to get a check-in for Jim 97, which I will do. SWL 98, Tracy was on my list earlier. If you're listening in, Tracy, or you are there, we've got the X in the square. 99, you saw moments ago, Radio Randy.
KB6GFD.
Checking in.
KE6OYE.
All right, let me head over to the EchoLink link. I got to get the proper item on the screen. I think we've got that. All right, let's see if we can't get a contact here. KE6OYE, KB6GFD. Hello, radio. Take a transmission. All right, so I think he's got the Samsung phone fired up here on the EchoLink, and we'll see if we can get back. There it is, coming up.
Hello, Dennis. Can you please check in SWL 98? I know you already did, but I wanted to check in person.
All right. Excellent. Good deal and good audio. You've got it fired up. And you are beaconing worldwide here on the Old Tube Radio Network and an online in-person X in the square. I'm going to make that even big for the EchoLink link. Sounding good. And thanks for joining us tonight live on the radio. Over. And that is Tracy, SWL 98.
Thank you, Dennis.
On the EchoLink link.
KE6OYE.
73 KB6GFD. Tracy is in. Randy is in. Let's go to. We should have another EchoLink link here. So let me get the other EchoLink link online. Our tubes on the air extraordinaire. That would be Tony in McClellanville, South Carolina. KD4BAO, KB6GFD, hello radio. See what's going on in South Carolina tonight.
Good evening, Dennis. Please check in SWL 100. Back to net control, KD4BAO.
All right, as always, Tony, thanks for jumping in. Tony is getting ready to activate. He's polishing the tubes, making sure the gold pins are nice and shiny and ready to go for our tubes on the air. So thanks for that. 73 KB6 GFD. All right, EchoLink. Link is looking good tonight. Tony is in. That will take us to SWL 102 up in Arkansas. Hello, John. I saw you in there. I will get the X in the square, and thanks for... Always appreciate everybody staying up late, wherever you might be, unless you're in Hawaii. We don't get check-ins from Hawaii. Where's Alaska and Hawaii? They should be checking in. And they could be doing it early, rather than like all our other stations. Having to stay up until Sunday, and you're going to lose what? We're going to lose an hour tonight too. So I'll try and be quick tonight. But I hope we get a lot of stations checking in. 102 is in. James, hello radio. Thanks for hanging out in the old Tube Radio Network. Also SWL 103 from Ware Shoals, South Carolina. Did I see you in there, Joey, somewhere? Were you in early? I don't think so, but I don't know. I'll get you proxied in. I'll check it out. If you were there, I'll get you a big X in the square. SWL 109.
Good evening, Dennis. Crawdad 109 checking in.
Checking in and checked in. Sounding good on a Saturday evening. Hope all is going well, and thanks for joining us on the old Tube Radio Network.
Thank you, Dennis.
Big signal up in Auberry. Let's go to possible way down in Millerton Lake, SWL 110. I was looking to see if Robert, SWL 111, joined us. That is check-in is from last week. And oh, there he is. 1 hour ago. Too much. There's a little too much pineapple going on, and it was a little bit noisy when he came by earlier. But it's crystal clear now. But we will get you if you're listening, Robert. We got you checked in. Over to SWL 113. Shortwave listener 114.
114, checking in.
114, hello, Wayne. Sounding good tonight on the old Tube Radio Network. We've got the check-in for you tonight. Thanks.
Thank you for the flowers, Dennis. Thank you for the check-in.
Indeed. All right, and the flowers are blooming. What is the Bradford pear? Is that's sort of that really, really gorgeous, kind of stinky flower tree. I guess it's got to be stinky to attract the flies that get pollinated. I know about attracting flies. Let's go to SWL 76, and I see you in there now. I think I gave you a proxy, but we are on. No, I'm not on the page. I turned the page already, but we got you checked in. I know I am going to evolve a third hand. Johnson, Rhode Island. There it is. Now it's official. Did I put it on the screen? Yes. Got to do this right, or I don't. They'll fire me and get somebody else. Right. So I got to be good here. Wayne is in. That takes us over to shortwave listener 128. And John is in, checking in not too long ago, listening in from beautiful Fairfax, Virginia. Probably one ear on the Universal Media Net web, and then he's probably got the Drake R8 and the Hallicrafters Super Defiant listening in on shortwave stuff. That was kind of sad. We had a chat last night about shortwave listening, and 30, 40 years ago, it is definitely not like it is today. There's just a lot of stations that aren't on the air. It was just expensive to have transmitters, 100,000 watt transmitters running 24 hours a day, and there's the internet, and so the glory days of shortwave listening just kind of aren't what they were, except for here on a Saturday evening where we have We have the best. We have the best shortwave listeners. Let's go to SWL, and John, you're checking. SWL 131. Shortwave listener 133. SWL 135.
SWL 135, checking in if this thing's working.
It's working great. It has that old tube radio sound, and that is not a bad thing. We'll be talking with you in a moment. Thanks for the teaser. Mr. Green Arrow, sounding good. SWL 137, we've got a proxy check-in for that. And out in Palm Springs, somewhere between the Frank Sinatra house, the Bob Hope house, and that funky thing that Elvis was in for a while. Mr. UDX 4570, or 4570, and we heard rumors. I mean, not even rumors. We heard reports of contacts with you across the United States of America during the skip land. So very good. Sounds like you've got it working from the desert there. Let's go to SWL 145. And that is Tony. I'm going to get Tony checked in up in Corsica. I think he left me, as he often does, were I to actually be able to check in and find it. I don't know why it's not working, but it would be the questions for the Friday morning net. And here they are. So I haven't even seen them yet. So question number 1, I'll just read them willy-nilly, as we say. What band is available for use in the UK? Where's Nottingham? Here's the question. What band is available for use in the UK but not in the USA? And I've heard it referred to before. You get on the little reflectors and things, and people will talk about this particular frequency. And it's 70 megahertz, which we don't have, because that would be above, it would be above 6 meters, but of course just below the FM band that starts at 88, and it's a 4-meter band. So I'm not sure, that's obviously a VHF band because it's above 6 meters, so I'm not sure if that's an HF, I mean not an HF, but if you are allowed to use sideband, or it's just repeaters, or what that entails. But the 70-meter...
television band.
Yeah, well, not here. Was it channel 6 starts at 87 something. Channel 5 is, so that would be channel 4 and 5. So yeah, it could be in the TV band. That could be exactly why 4 meters.
It would be 2 and 3.
Yeah, channel 2. Thank you, Larry. I should know that. Except, see, I never worked at a VHF channel. All the channels I worked at were UHF up in the 500 megahertz band. So that is our television band on the low VHF. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 is just below the FM band. So, okay, that's why we don't have it. Question number 2. Question number 2. An antenna system with a return loss of 10 dB has an approximate SWR of what? So is it 10 to 1? Is it 5 to 1? But it's a 10 dB return loss, and 1 dB is something, right? So it's 10 times that something, and the answer is 2 to 1. So you probably don't want that. In fact, most modern radios start shutting down at about 1.5 to 1. But an old tube radio, got a tune and load, an old tube radio could probably work with a 2 to 1, no problem. So 10 dB of return loss, and there is that, it's that weird line between return loss and having it high and low. We had a discussion the other day. It gets confusing because you do not want return loss, right? You don't want the loss of signal coming back the other way. Or you want low loss on the return. See, it's that weird opposite thing. Anyway, 10 dB is 2 to 1. So if you've got a meter that shows that, you'll know that you need to do a little pruning on your antenna. As always, Tony, thank you for that. SWL 147, Neil checked in moments ago from Kakalaki. Let's go up to Bobby, Snow Beast, SWL 188.
Evening time, Dennis. Evening time with all SWLs, 188 checking in.
188. All right. Well, I think the skip has died down a little bit. You might be able to hear a little bit if you point the right way, but it all is calm, and we're waiting for the next wave of the northwest to come in moments. So thanks for checking in.
10-4, evening time.
Next, we'll head up to, and I didn't hear Jim check in early tonight. Maybe he's sitting at the radio up in Korskold, SWL 195.
195, checking in, Dennis.
All right, in the air chair, waiting for his cue. I think I mentioned this before. It's like having a last name in the alphabet that's in XYZ, and they go alphabetical order, and you always just know you're always going to get called last, but it is not because we don't want to call you first. 195 sounded good. Thanks, Jim.
Okay, Dennis. Well, thank you very much.
All right, and I'm always proud. I mean, we have been on almost 40 years. I say that, and I just kind of conk my head. I said, is that actually possible? And stations like Jim and a lot of stations checking have really been with us here on Saturdays for most of that time. It is amazing that, when you think your citizen band radio is dead, there's always that one Saturday thing that at least you can turn it on. It's like, oh, the lights are coming on. Do I hear anything? It's like, oh, yeah. There's that crazy OTR stuff. And be part of it, too. So that is a good thing. Thank you, Jim. Let's go to SWL 226. Mr. Shockwave, who checked in last week, up from Mount Bullion, a really great place to drive up and look over the entire valley at about 3,000 feet and make some great contacts. It sticks out north, so you can go up to Sacramento and down towards Bakersfield, probably on Mount Bullion. Should do a remote. I should do a remote there. Probably hear a lot more stations here in California that I don't hear now. Anybody that needs to get checked in, OTR is listening. Well, how about 9 Oscar Charlie, the Ontario CB Club Radio from the Old Tube Radio Network. I'm going to take that 2-minute break where I have to run around and plug some stuff and unplug some stuff and wave the magic wand, and we will be back with the Tube Radios, the Jingle Singers, your radios, other stuff on the Old Tube Radio Network, doing what we do best. I hope. Just checking in some radios. Back in a moment. Thank you. And here we go. Do the big reset. And do the big refresh. Big reset. Right? Perfect. Do the big refresh, big reset, right? Perfect. Items of interest, modes of operation. The receiver is receiving. Transmitter is kind of transmitting, maybe. then they all said,
You may not find us on your TV, because in case you did not know, we're being brought to you by
OTR.
Brought to you by
27.085 megahertz.
Brought to you by RADI.
The Old Tube Radio Network.
All right, it's just the audio is kind of low. I think we can hear that. We get the idea. The idea is indeed it is time for those tube radios to come up front, be at the head of the table, and we will get them checked in, as many as possible, here in the Old Tube Radio Network. Your net control, Dennis, right here. Oh, the Old Tube Radio Network, online at oldtuberadio.net. And right here, right now, channel 1127-085 in the Central Valley of California. I am listening for any and all check-ins. Over.
135, 135.
20.
All right, let me go with 2. 20 in the green room. We'll pick you up in a moment. There are plenty of cookies. What do they say? There are plenty of cookies from which to choose, thanks to the Girl Scouts. However, stepping up into the air chair right now, the Old Tube Radio Network air chair at a little bit after, still at 9:10 or something like that, Pacific Standard Time, the Green Arrow. And whatever he has for us, take a transmission clip.
Okay, we'll go ahead and try to do that. Let me check this out for a second. Yeah, looks like I'm pretty close to on frequency. I got 0849. That's just going to have to be close enough, people. Okay, you know what time it is, don't you there, Dennis? I'm sure you do. So I'll just say it for you. It's March, and it's time for Green Radios from the Green Arrow. And welcome to it. This, first of the very few green radios I actually have, is a radio from Japan, but sold by people in Canada and currently owned and operated by a guy right here in the good old US of A. This is the Cordone Spitfire Mark XL, which, and correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know, do we refer to this as the Mark 40? Because XL is also 40, or is it just, do we just call it the extra large? I don't know. Anyway, it is mostly green on the outside, not so very green on the inside, except for the receive light and the PA light are nicely green. There are 9 tubes, but 40, all 40 channels is my only 40-channel old tube CB type radio. Back to you in the studio.
Sounding good. Good audio. We've got a picture of the Cordone Spitfire Mark XL from your collection. In fact, I think that is the one on which you were talking. Of course, it is tuned to channel 11. The receive light is beaconing. And yes, indeed, I believe this is the Panasonic chassis that made its way to export, let's see, a product of, let me go to the close-up here, and you can probably read that better than I can. A product of Cordone Import Something Company, the Spitfire Mark XL. And it's a good question. So I think you are correct in assuming it is the XL. So how do they do that? That is X as 50 and L as in 10, but minus 10 is how they work that. And for 40, and we notice at the top of the radio, it says 40-channel citizen band transceiver, probably trumpeting the fact that in 1976 the FCC said that's what you have to do. It sounds good. The dolphins are already jumping from Chrissy on the green radios. Chrissy, this is your month on OTR. Go ahead, Cliff. Over.
Oh yes, and there will be more. I have another green radio lined up for tonight, and of course next week. Skip and authorities permitting, the greenest radio of all time. But for now, Yeah, this is my only 40-channel old tube type CB anyway, and they all work, which is kind of rare. At least for my radios, most of them. If I can get it to work on 11, we're doing great. But you never know. So let's see, what else is there to really say about this? Let's see, it's got a mic gain knob, which I don't know if is found on the others, but there's no RF gain knob. But you pull the mic gain knob and you get a tone control, which is kind of nice. From what I can tell, it just kind of takes away the highs. So if the highs get annoying, you can just pull that knob. Other than that, it's pretty standard kind of radio. You got your delta tune, it's a fine tune, and your squelch and your volume, and it does. A nice feature of any piece of old tube equipment is a standby mode, so it can keep the heaters heated until you're ready to really use the thing. The microphone, that's what I forgot to mention. I'm currently on, believe it or not, the Lafayette Range Boost desktop type microphone, which is more or less a Turner plus 3 or plus 3B kind of microphone, but it works reasonably well with this one. I do have another mic. Do we have time for me to hook that one up?
Yes, we have time for that. I brought the Larry Cam up. Let's see if we got audio.
Desktop type microphone, which is more or less a Turner plus 3.
All right, there's your audio. We're looking at the signal. It is just a bit low, not much. Nice straight carrier, no wobbling at all. It doesn't look like there's an AC note. I'm zoomed in a little bit. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's me. So you're putting a good 6K audio. So when you come in next time, we'll take a look at the key up, see if it's a straight key up or it shifts on frequency when you come in. But yes, we can do some microphonium testing. Over.
Okay, test. It doesn't seem to be quite as loud. I could turn it up a bit, I guess. Let's try a little more audio. Well, still not quite enough audio. Anyway, okay, that should be enough to see if it sounds really different or not. Let's see, 1, 2,
Here it comes. Oh, yeah, look at that.
Excuse me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to you.
All right, back to me in the studio. There you are coming on the screen right now with the transmitter. And, oh, yeah, it's got a nice little hook. It starts low and it quickly sweeps right in and locks up. It locks up really good, so it's kind of nice. So if we were listening to you on the heterodyne skip, you'd hear a weep as it comes up on frequency. Looks good all the way around. So, okay, microphonium. It is this microphone, this new microphone, it is not quite as loud. And reason it is very muffled. To my ear, or ears, compared to the other microphonium, it definitely has a muffled sound. The high frequencies aren't as crisp. It's accentuating that bad, like 200, 160 area that you don't want. So it's audible, but it is, to my ear, definitely more muffled than the other microphonium. Over.
Okay, I just had to try it. This is the static. DN50, that's Delta November 50, on a TUG9 base. But it is a green microphone, so I just wanted to try it. And I can't wait to hear how it sounds compared to the other one. I'll hook up the Turner mic back up after this, but I just wanted to see if it would work okay.
All right, and that setting you have now is way too much audio. It is even worse for the copy and muffled. So you have more audio. I looked at the REA meter, or the Orban meter rather, and you're a full, dB full scale more, but the quality suffers. So definitely, if you have to use that microphone, do not use that setting. Back it down a little bit. So back to you. We'll get back to the. Oh, my question was, and let me get that picture. There is a microphonium on the top of the radio, and I think that is the one that you just had plugged in, because it does look a bit green. It looks like the microphone that Chris uses on the general radio telephone. Kind of looks similar to that. All right, back to you with the original microphonium.
Okay, is that any better?
Oh yeah, this definitely sounds better.
Okay, no, this is a desk mic. The one that's pictured, if it's mic pictured, that's a Turner 350 hand mic. It definitely does not have enough audio gain. But if you really want me to, I do have it here, and I could hook it up.
Oh yeah, if it plugs right in? Because I think that's very similar to what they put on the general radio telephone. So we could do a triple player. And Dwayne is saying, it says, I think Chrissy found a new radio to pursue. It is a beautiful radio. I mean, it's very green. It's the 40-channel version. It's definitely different. It has a different look than the Robin 240D, which is yellow. But it is a Robin 240 on the inside. So if you like the Robin radios, but you wish it was green for the 40 channels, this is the one you want. And then Cliff is looking for his Turner 350 microphonium as pictured, as seen on TV, and we'll give that one a spin, assuming he finds it and it plugs in and it works. In the meantime, you are listening to the Old Tube Radio Network. Real Radio is glowing in the dark. We've got Harvey in the green room with a radio of interest. And if you have a radio to check in, keep it warmed up, and we will get to you tonight, because that's our goal, to check in as many radios as possible. Over.
You got a lot of good food in here. I may just stay in here.
Yeah, I'm still waiting to munch on my cookie. So, yeah, you can don't bring any, when you get to the air chair, do not bring any cookies. You can give them to Chet or Charlie. They will hold the little dinner plate for you, or whatever it is, a dessert plate. And hopefully there will still be cookies on you when you get it back. Calling Cliff, did you find the microphonium? Well, he might have found it. Maybe it doesn't work. Or he's looking for it, or whatever. No rush. We got plenty of time. There's nothing wrong with keeping this radio on the screen. The Spitfire Mark XL, as in 40 channels. Beautiful lights, transmit, receive, mod PA. So they did a little different configuration than they did on the 240D. But it has all the stuff with a mic gain in the front and the fine tune. And you know what it doesn't have? It doesn't have the RF gain, which I think the Robin had. Over.
Hello.
All right, you are there. Over.
Okay, I'm here. Hello. Yeah, just not a whole lot of audio. This is, as pictured, the Turner 350 hand mic. I have the mic gain cranked all the way up, and this is just as much as it's going to do. So if you can hear me, this is what that sounds like. Back to you.
Okay, and it sounds like a hand microphone. Now, this doesn't have bad fidelity. It's just low. I looked at about 5 dB less than both of the other microphones. Yeah, you are maybe 50% modulated for sure, but it doesn't sound muffled. It would just require you to talk much more loudly than I'm sure you would be comfortable with. So thanks for bringing it in. But it does work, and it keys up, and I didn't hear any crunching or popping. Over.
Okay, well, back to the desk mic. Sorry, I messed something up. I couldn't figure out why the radio was squealing and wouldn't work. I accidentally hit the PA switch while I was changing microphones. And don't do that, kiddies.
So when you hit PA, does it actually come out of the speaker? I guess because if you were PAing, you would have there's probably an external speaker in the back, and you would have a remote speaker somewhere. So when you go to PA, it does come out the speaker, right?
Yes, it comes out the front-firing speaker and right back into your microphone and makes horrible, horrible noises, which I was not... Right, I'm kind of in the dark out here in the old CB cabana, and I couldn't figure out what was going on, so that's what took me so long to change that stupid microphone. like I say, I had it changed and couldn't figure out why it was feeding back. What's going on? And I accidentally hit the PACB switch, and that fixed everything when I returned it to its normal position. So thanks for letting me check it in. Like I say, I got one more green radio warming up here in the wings, and I'll be back with it in a few minutes.
All right, well, it's going to require Harvey to stop eating cookies. Here is the, let's see, audio, or you got some audio here?
About 5 dB less.
Oh, I just came in.
Then both of the other mic.
Anyway, it looks good. You can see the hook, but it's nice, straight on the audio. That is a good microphonium with that. Finally found a radio, too, to keep Harvey awake. That's what Dwayne said. And it is sounding good. The Spitfire Mark XL. Who said the Fireball XL5? And Cliff, I know you are old enough to remember the Fireball XL5. Was it the little marionettes? Imagine, if you will, that the old tube...
I am old enough to remember that stuff.
Yeah, imagine, if you will, the old Tube Radio Network was like Fireball XL5 with a marionette, and we would be doing our little thing here, but good old, so your XL Spitfire Mark V is sounding good. The old Tube Radio Network jingle singers are right here, and make sure I don't break anything, and then, after the jingle singers and a quick break, I'm going to take a bite of my cookie, we will see what Harvey has for us in radio number 2. And as we will find out in moments, you are listening to the old Tube Radio Network.
How do you do, ladies and gentlemen? Greetings to you, wherever you are. For music and the latest news from home and from afar, the station for you is
OTR, Old Tube Radio.
The station for you is
OTR.
All right. Had to get some water there. Station for you, and even you. Hello, Harvey, over.
Hello. You need to let me know if this one's got any kind of hum in it.
No, I don't know if you were doing the range boost or anything like that. Sometimes if you have a little hum, that will make it even more of a little hum. But it sounds pretty clean. Take a transmission over.
Okay, it's kind of because of the ping. Okay. A Browning Golden Eagle Mark III SSB. That I kind of just picked up. Just got the transmitter going. Still have to do a little bit of work. The receiver is not the one that I want to go with this transmitter. But it's here, so I slapped it together, and here it is. I amplified D104. The receiver in this case has the backwards on the air light. Red on the air with the black background. Similar to what
right here.
All the same. Anyway, this receiver I'm trying to put with another transmitter once I get it going. And this transmitter, I know which receiver it goes with the backward because somebody did something to it, so I know they go together. But anyway, this is an amplified D104. Keys up around 6. Hello, swings past 15. Just the way it is. And when I come back next time, unamplified D104.
Okay, sounds really good, nice and loud. Let me go to the Larry cam. I think you're on there, and we'll take a look at the key up. Looks like you're really close to on frequency. Let me make sure that's you.
Hello, swings past 15. Just the way it is. And when I come back next time...
All right, a little bit of signal to noise, but you heard how clear the audio was. And we'll listen in. It's good side-to-side audio, even at the low level there, a good 6K. Sounding good. All right, go take a transmission and with the other with the non-amplified microphonium over.
Okay. Might be a hair low. My freak counter says 085.0, but I think it's about 1 or 2 below what you get. I can adjust that. Anyway, unamped, D104, mic gain in the transmitter turned up halfway.
All right, here is your radio coming in. I'll confirm it with the audio.
I know, but I think it's about
nice and loud. I like the unamplified mic better. Why? Because it's just less. It just sounds better to me. It's not so intense, and it has plenty of audio. You can see, you can hear. Oh, you just signed off. You can see on the screen there. So to me, the radio is loud either way, but I just think your voice is a little clearer and more natural with the unamplified microphonium over.
Okay. You know, I didn't check the VFO here. Ooh, it works. All the way up to 085.9. Ooh. Let me see.
Whoa.
Down to 084.4.
Drawing figures on my screen here on the SDR. K6VLF.
Okay. There, I moved it, so I should be right on with you. Let's see. Okay.
All right, we're looking right now. You're on the screen. It looks like an Etch-a-Sketch.
Down to 084.4.
You're drawing on the screen like an Etch-a-Sketch. It's a nice, solid line. There's no AC note, and there you're dialing in. So I'll leave it on. Oh, wait a minute. You can see him tweaking to the top of the screen. That's 27085, the little peak. There's a red line. Oh, you're out there. If you don't move it, you're right on. And there I am. You are absolutely perfect. That's funny. You look like you're going down Highway 299 or something. Go ahead.
Okay. The ping in here, in this receiver, has 94 microfarad caps, 247s. But that's what it takes in this one. I'm going to leave it that way. When I sell the receiver, eventually with another transmitter, I hope, that's what I'm going to leave in it. Excuse me. Unless the person wants longer. If you want shorter, 47 is not bad. 20 is like dink. So anyway, Golden Eagle Mark III SSB. I have not checked the, let's see here. I've got to clean a bunch of the switches here. Hello. Ooh. Yeah. Okay. Check my SD. Yeah, I got to clean a whole bunch of stuff. But I want to get this on the air tonight, so I did. Anyway, now let me put this back up here. There we go. Okay. Golden Eagle Mark III SSB. And I'll probably sell it without a microphone. Because most people have microphones that they want to put on. I will make an adapter cord, though, if someone wants to plug their 4-pin Cobra into an adapter that has a 2-pin plug at the other end, so they can use their 4-pin Cobra mic. I've been making those, so I'll make one. Of course, that is a little extra charge because those plugs cost. So anyway, so here we go. Golden Eagle Mark III SSB. Thank you, Dennis.
All right, so the Mark III SSB, we're listening to the transmitter paired up with one of your other receivers. I'm going to put TX and circle that. The microphone that you're on now, is that the amplified or non-amplified? or you've already turned it off. You turned the radio off already. Anyway, it doesn't need an amplified microphone. It just does not. It's loud. In fact, there wasn't that much difference. The difference I heard to my ear, I like the non-amplified. So probably any microphone of choice. You know the Brownings. They're gonna roll off everything under 200 hertz anyway, so it doesn't matter. So bring something that gives you that little mid-range punch and doesn't overdo it on the top end. Browning Gold Eagle Mark III, a work in progress, and it sounds like when it is progressed properly, it may be out and about for someone to check in on their own. Thanks, Harvey.
Roger. I think someone else is ready. Okay, yeah. Amplified D104 at arm's length, turned up about a quarter, the microphone. The radio is 1/2. Okay, turn it back to you. Thank you, Dennis.
Okay, that's probably what I'm hearing. Why it sounds better to me is when you have the unamplified mic, you have to get closer, and you get rid of the room noise, and it's more of your voice. So either way it works, but I think the non-amplification encourages you to actually talk closer to the microphone, which in theory is a good thing, especially for that radio in a live room like you have. And what is the thing is, don't mess with it. Okay, here's the comments. Don't mess with it. Perfect, Harvey. Keep it right there. Okay, so you have the crowd saying, tape it up. Put a post-it on it and say, don't touch. Over.
Well, I don't want to keep it here. I want to get rid of it. Okay, I understand. Still have to do some more parts replacements in the radios, and each one of these, do some cleaning, etc. But this will be, I've got several of these that I'll be selling. My personal one, no. It stays with me. But I looked into kind of a deal, so these and heaven forbid some Mark IVs. Okay, I'll let you go, Dennis. Bye.
Okay, one quick question, and I think it is concerning the radios. Dwayne says, I'm curious, is that the one that has the ALC circuit, or if it is the older model? So does that make sense? Does that question make sense?
Actually, it would have made sense back in 1980, but due to inflation and all, it makes dollars now. Yes, this is the one without the transistorized circuit in it. This is an older one. Yes, the older one. I paired it with a newer Mark III receiver with the HF in it, but the transmitter is the older one. Alrighty, turn it back to you.
Okay, I was not aware that at some point they put an ALC circuit in there, and I wonder if that was because the FCC said you need to do that, or we're requiring some compressions and limiters. And yeah, a quick question. I know we got some more radios. Were it to have the ALC circuit, do you notice a difference? Is it to clamp down 100% modulation? Would you prefer? Do you have a preference to no ALC or no ALC? ALC is not a bad thing. The automatic level control, automatic limiter control, whatever you want to call it, to help the radio stay in limits. But sometimes here on the tube radios, we kind of like the fact that it's modifiable. If you do it correctly, get 125% modulation over.
Well, I think it was mainly because sideband used to splatter, and they put that in. In fact, excuse me, I can't remember exactly when the Mark III came out, but in the January 76 Sam's Photo Fact, Book 79, the schematic already has the ALC circuit in it. So, depending on how what time before 76, January 76, these came out. They went right to that circuit. My personal one does not have the ALC, and this one doesn't have it. And I'm looking at one on the floor that is supposed to go with this receiver, I think. Let me look. Yep, ALC circuit in it. So there you go. Anyway, I'll turn it back to you. Thank you.
All right, thanks. And I forgot they always have sideband, and yeah, just any hammer you have is going to have an automatic level control for the sideband, and you know it's easy to push those too hard, and you'll hear it, pushing back. So, all right, good. Anyway, good information on that. And hello to another fellow radio dude, Mr. Crazy Bob, DJ Crazy Bob, watching in New Jersey tonight on the big TV. That is scary. That is scary. I should not put my face on the screen when you're on the big TV. And I'm pausing here because I'm pressing a few buttons as we do. And Bob knows well when the DJ is tap dancing, he is trying to find something. He's trying to find something. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Crazy Bob. Let's see. Take it away, Crazy Bob.
27.085 OTR channel 11.
Okay, now take it away, the even crazier Bob.
OTR. Fresno, California.
All right, that's how you know you have a true bona fide, dyed-in-the-wool, there ain't no hope for you radio guy. This is the Old Tube Radio Network. The Jingle Singers are going to be back, and then we will pick up another radio on your Old Tube Radio Network.
How do you do? Ladies and gentlemen, greetings to you. Wherever you are, your favorite slot on the dial by far is known to you as
OTR, the Old Tube Radio Network.
The station for you is
OTR.
And we're listening for the next radio check-in. And can you hear how quiet the band has become on the gray line? Let me bring up the DX map, such that it is, or was, or wants to be. There is relatively, to use a radio term, nuttin'. Nope, don't want that. On the West Coast, I see some 6-meter openings down in the south there, but nothing happening. So, what is it? Like Tinkerbell, click your heels together and say there's no place like home, and maybe we'll get some. the guys in Colorado and the stations in Idaho and Arizona will key up and say something. But in the meantime, locally, there's some radios, and we're going to check them in.
135, 135.
Like that station right there. Hello, Mr. Green Arrow, over.
Hello. Okay, if this thing's going to work, I'm going to check it in. Hello. Okay, hopefully it's hearable. There's another Japanese radio, but it's extremely green. This is among the greener radios you're going to find out there. This is the Robin T123B, as in Bravo. Coming at you, let's see. This one only has 23 channels, but it has more tubes. Like the other one had 9 tubes, right? And I think this one has 11 tubes. And so that's very confusing for me. More tubes, but fewer channels. I am, as you can probably tell, on the original handheld type Robin microphone. I'm not sure who makes these things. They're very small, a very, very small microphone. And hopefully it's doing the JOB. Back to you.
Yeah, were they to be like sonar, have the nice push-pull audio and give you what is what does JT call it? The piece of toast microphone, the giant microphone, but you get, I don't know, they've got this plate modulated, I think it's plate modulated AM radio, and it's like, it's like bad designers, you know, they design this beautiful house and then the kitchen is horrible. So it's like, what happened to the microphone? But it sounds good. It actually does sound good. But I'll agree, it doesn't match the radio. The dolphins are jumping already for this green radio, but boy, the Spitfire is really gorgeous, really beautiful the way they did the green on here. Of course, the green inserts on the knobs, the green channel selector, and you even have a green lighter too. I think when the RX is blue or green, whatever the color, but on the radio. Sounds good. The Robin T123 Bravo, the cousin to the Spitfire Mark XL, albeit with a few less channels, but still a PA system. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, and this one will mess you up if you hit that switch, too. They're very, very similar radios. If you look at them on the back and everything, you have the same hookups and everything in the same place. If you've got my picture up there, I think I put the microphone in the lower right-hand area or something like that. It's kind of probably hard to see. It's a black microphone. And I have the lights kind of low, but there it is. But this has even more green than the Spitfire does. You got the green cabinet and the green stripe on the bottom, and then the green knob inserts like the green channel selector. And yes, the receive or RX light is definitely green. And there's green on the meter too. It's got a tricolored meter. There's yellow, red, and green. The RF output power is in green. So there's a bunch of greenness for you. And it looks like I'm the teeniest bit high, or right now on your stuff, does it show that that's right on frequency, or that I'm a tad high?
All right, I'm glad that Tad joined us tonight. I'm pulling the screen down. While you were talking, I put the key up, or key down. But I put the beginning of the transmission on, and it comes from a high side and dumps down, a little hook, and dials right in. A nice carrier, doesn't like there's any AC note, and there is the red line, 27085, and yes, it is high a little bit. I don't have a calibration on that, but not bad. I mean, certainly not bad at all, and it dials right in. You'll see me coming in right at 27085. There's the difference. So it's good. I would not worry about the frequently misalignment. Over.
Oh, yeah, it's not too bad. Let's see. I got 085 blinking between 0853 and 0854. So, yeah, just a teeny bit high, but it shouldn't be too big a deal. Let's see. I guess that's about it for the 23 channel. Let's see, it says Robin 23 channel Citizens Band transceiver. Anything else interesting here? Oh, yeah, base mobile. Now, I have checked this in mobile as well, and we'll probably do that again in the future. Now, the Spitfire is also a base mobile, but I have no paperwork of any kind for that thing, so I have no idea how to make a mobile cord for it. It's nothing I want to guess at, yeah, that one is also capable of base mobile operation. But this one, I do have both cords. So in the future, I will check it in mobile again. Back to you.
That's right. It touts that it has two transistors, which are for a DC conversion. Here's the audio coming back.
I have no paperwork of any kind for that thing, so I have no idea how to make a mobile cord for it. It's nothing.
All right, a little bit of signal and noise ratio, but you can hear the quality is pretty good. Stays right in, right on frequency. Not a problem. So, yeah, the weather will be getting good, which is nice for mobile old tube radio. And Cliff is one of our few stations that can and do the mobile radio check-ins, just to prove that they can do it. And yeah, I mean, back in the day, you had tube radios, and you had to have base to unit 1. That's what the FCC thought this was going to be. It's base to unit 1, pick up a loaf of bread, get the widget, And little did they know, here we are in 21st century, and the talk is, did you get on FM? I talked to South American Ireland, and nobody cares about Unit 2 and getting a loaf of bread. But we still have a lot of fun on Saturday evenings with the tube radios. Thanks, Cliff. Always sounding good. Green radios, the dolphins are jumping, and as you mentioned, you will have some more for us in the month of March. I think St. Paddy's Day is coming up next week or something like that. So thanks for bringing it by. Over.
Oh, yeah, have no fear, unless something really horrible happens with the weather. That's why I'm doing 2 green radios tonight to make up for last week. I got rained out over here. So I thought, well, I'll get both of the green radios here this week, and hopefully next week will be nice weather as well, and I will get the final super green radio for because that's the day before St. Paddy's Day, right? So the 16th is next Saturday, right?
Yeah, I think it's on a Sunday. So yeah, we'll be prior to the big event, as it were.
Okay, I will see you then. See ya.
All right, looking good. I will go back one more time to the, there's the key up. Doesn't move, just slightly, 10 hertz, 10 cycles, I don't know, comes in. And you can see it slowly kind of works its way, and it dials right into its frequency there. Sounding good.
The day before St. Paddy's Day, right? So 16th is next Saturday, right?
And good audio, not tinny or something. It's got good low frequency response. So yeah, where you put a amplified microphonium on that, it might work good. And there's the basic Dennis coming in, and there he is keying up once again. So, and hello to who's scrolling on my screen? Who was that? Somebody just scrolled away, and now of course it won't let me. No, it was Big Rich. All right, Big Rich 6520. We should get Big Rich to get into his favorite studio microphonium and give us a low note. It would probably look really good on the scope here. You are listening to the Old Tube Radio Network. Real radio's glowing in the dark. We've had a couple tonight. Jingle singers are they cookied out? No. And I will do that. Somebody said the pen of the week and something else. They're saying I do have to do that. So jingle singers, and then we will populate the pocket protector. You're listening to the Old Tube Radio Network.
How do you do? Ladies and gentlemen, greetings to you. Wherever you are, the friendliest station for you by far is known to all as
OTR, the Old Tube Radio Network.
The station for you is
OTR.
The Old Tube Radio Network, your place for tube radios. Checking in and checking out. This guy. Go back, and I don't remember the video, but you can see him live right here in the Old Tube Radio Air Chair 007 Extreme CB. Were I to get the card up here and go to the less than stellar close-up cam. I think it is this one. Yes. Okay, and there it is. Check it out on 27085, which was hopping today, because you don't want to be one of these, a mud duck. So thanks for stopping by, checking in and checking out, going to sleep in New Jersey, because it's that time. It's time to go to sleep a lot of places. All right, someone said the pen of the week. Let me clear out the radios here. And the pen of the week is from Scotty's Service AM/FM. Oh, they knew. The AM/FM CB Paging and Communication Systems in Anderson, Indiana, on East 6th Street. 6422553. Even gives you a little number. It's a very cool looking. It's got an eraser too. Oops. Taking an old buzzer transmission there. Let me get the extreme close up here, which would be right there. There you go. On the Scotty's Service and Paging into the pocket protector. And then what else? Oh, is it over there? Where is it? Because the big red limo is doing its thing this week, as it always does. We don't want to forget the cookies, and as always, we don't want to forget to feed the fish. And the fish always need some food around here. OTR is standing by, listening for next radio. Over.
OTR.
All right, we've got 2. Joe, I'm going to put you, let's see, we've got radio. I think I forgot to put radio 3 on the line. So we've got radio 4, radio 5. Joe, you're going to be radio 5, so head over to the green room. We will pick you up in moments. And then stepping up into the air chair from all the way from Sangertown with a double check-in between shortwave listening and tube radio operating, Sean out in Sanger. Hello, radio. Hello, Sean.
Yeah, hello, Dennis. I'd like to check in my Browning Golden Eagle Mark IV tonight.
All right, we'll get you hooked up with the Browning Golden Eagle Mark IV. I will find an apropos photo of aforementioned Browning Golden Eagle Mark IV. We'll also get you checked in on the shortwave listener list. We've had a Mark III already come. Oh, well, here's interesting. I don't think I've had this picture before. Let me see if it even shows up here. We'll give it the close-up. There it is, Golden Eagle Mark IV. It's got the badge. It looks like it's out. Oh, it's on a piece of carpet. I thought it looks like it's out in the middle of a snowstorm. So that's not a good place to put it. But somebody's got it out on the carpet with the microphone sitting there ready to transmit. It does sound good. We've got nice, clear. You missed all the skip tonight, so you have perfect timing. Take a transmission on a radio. I'm sure tonight we'll have the most tubes of anything checking in. Over.
Yeah, was enjoying the evening with my sick son. He come down with a cold on Tuesday and had quite the fever, so we were watching the Dune movie, and we're going to go to the theater and watch Dune 2 tomorrow. I'm on a Silver Eagle amplified D104 microphone tonight, and hopefully making a good trip over there back to you.
You are making a great trip, and you have the amplified microphone set up good. I was chiding Harvey for his amplified microphones. And you don't need that on the Golden Eagle, but I like the way yours is set up. I don't hear a lot of room echo noise. It patches your voice through nice because you don't have a super big signal, but it's way above the noise. We have the Larry Cam going on tonight. I'm seeing if I can find it and see if it's showing your key up. Where did the Larry? Okay, there it is. Is that you? Let me go to the other cam. Wow. That is a good-looking signal. Let me get the audio here. You are making a great... And now I'm talking. I talk too much. Anyway, we'll get it on the next go-around, but you are right. That radio is right on frequency. And if you're seeing the screen, that's got 8K of audio. I mean, I'm pushing mine with the equalizers, and you are beating the pants off of my my AM audio. Go ahead and take a transmission over.
Yeah, well, thanks for the flowers there, Dennis. Yeah, I'm glad I'm making a good trip out there. I did quite a bit of tree trimming, and I've got everything cleared, so I should be making a little better shot to Fresno. And I'm hoping to get the footing cord, and I need to get a roll of guy wire, but I've got an 80-foot tower that I'm hoping to get up this spring, and that should dramatically improve my signal. So I'm looking forward to making these improvements and really hopefully get out there and even if it's noisy or with the skip, hopefully make that trip.
Yeah, you're coming on the screen. You can see the ping. It's those two little squiggles at about 1500 hertz on either side of the sideband, and there you are, right on. It keys up true. It doesn't move. There's no AC note, and it fills the screen. You're off the screen at 8K wide. Here, we'll bring up the audio, and you got a good signal.
So I'm looking forward to making these improvements and really hopefully get out there, and even if it's noisy or, with the skip.
Nice punchy, not overdone audio. You're at S7, so look forward to see. I also have a little antenna tower project maybe this spring, hopefully this spring, so that I can get a little bit of extra altitude on my antenna. Maybe we will be in the red between us on Sanger. It'll help out all the way around. So sounding good. Got you checked in. It sounds like your son is on the mend and going the right way thanks to a little help from Dad, which is always good. I'm sure that makes him feel better. What did Mary Poppins used to say about a spoonful of sugar or something like that? But anyway, you're sounding good. Thanks for taking just a bit of time to join us tonight and adding a radio to the mix, and a good one it is. Back to you, and looking forward to hearing the big station out of Sanger when it is cranked up there. Over.
Yeah, I appreciate the time tonight. Right now, I'd say my antenna's 35 feet in the air, but it was nice getting back on the air tonight. I missed it last weekend, and I tell you, I can sure smell the old reverse preamp cooking something off after being inactive for about 2 weeks. So thanks for your time there, Dennis.
All right, thanks for coming by. The Browning Golden Eagle Mark IV, sounding good from Sangertown. We got Sean checked in as SWL 14. We've got a crossband check-in. We'll see if we can pick that up. Hello, radio from KB6GFD. We got a crossband
good evening, Dennis, and all the SWLs. SWL 52 over here on the crossband because I took the kids to the aquarium today. Just got home, and 2 meters was faster than firing up the other rig. So, thanks for the check-in, Dennis. Never late than never. And we'll say 73, and don't forget to feed the fish.
All right, you must have saw my video because we held up the "Don't forget to feed the fish" sign. Now, lest the SWLs think that we have, or do we? Maybe I just didn't know that we have an aquarium around here. I'm assuming you probably drove to a real aquarium that's hours away. Over.
Yeah, I went over to the one in Monterey. So we left the house at 7 a.m. this morning, got to the aquarium at 10. They had to kick us out at 5 o'clock, and then got dinner and came home. So it's been a long day.
Indeed, and you are back. The weather has been good. The Monterey Bay Aquarium is just awesome and excellent. I've been to that one. I was recently to the one in Seattle, and I thought Monterey was a little bit better, but you never know. All right, good deal. Sounds like you had fun. Sounds like you're tired. And again, I appreciate all our stations who say, yeah, it's that Saturday thing. Let's take time to check in and say hello, radio, which you have done appropriately, and have the X in the square, as we say. Thanks for checking in, KB6GFD.
Thank you, Dennis. Question? This is the question frequency. Where was dinner after the aquarium?
Okay, and I'm going to say we still have time for a couple of radios here tonight, so I'm going to do some counting and mounting. It is on the 10 o'clock hour, and I don't want to go too late because...
But, wait a minute here.
I don't want to go too late tonight because we are going to lose an hour, but I'll be counting and mounting. But if you have a radio you'd like to check in, there is plenty of space and a little bit of time to do that on the radio list. You are listening to the Old Tube Radio Network.
I do. I highly recommend if you're going to go to the aquarium in Monterey.
Dennis, I just got a phone call. Sorry about that. Make it kind of short and sweet. I'd appreciate it if you'd check in my Robin 123B, the pretty green radio.
Down below, it's pretty cool.
Excellent. All right.
I'll keep that in mind if I ever go over there.
That's a good thing. All right, Joe. What was the radio again for Radio 5? And yeah, grab the phone call if you need it. But what was the radio again?
Robin 123B. I got a phone call there, so I got to take it up. I got to get on the phone.
All right, get on the phone. I will get you checked in. Radio number 5. You are in good company with the Robins tonight and the the green radios for St. Patrick's Day. I'll get a picture of that and take that phone call. It might be your agent. Maybe they've got you into that new movie about one of those new trucker, but it's the old tube radio trucker movies or something. I know your agent is good about getting you in there. So thanks for stopping by, and you have radio number 6 with the Robin T123B over.
20. 47.
All right, 20 and 47. So 20 will take Harvey, and 7 will be 47. So Harvey, take a transmission. Over.
Okay, the Golden Beagle by Browning Lavatory. Okay, go ahead and check it in, and I'll make it quick because there's somebody right behind me.
Are they scary? I don't think they're scary. It's okay. But the Golden Beagle, I want to get a shot of the, if anybody's watching, says, what is a Golden Beagle? Does it have a tail? And do you have to brush it? No. It looks a lot like this. The Browning Golden Eagle Mark II series, which came after this, but it's got the smaller transmitter, the larger receiver that I think was typical on the size of the Mark III, and it is a favorite radio of many Browning aficionados over the any other radio. It sounds good. It always sounds good. Thanks for bringing it by.
Alrighty, thank you much. Catch you later. And that guy is kind of scary.
All right. Well, maybe it's me. Maybe you've got the video, the big screen on. Some people do that. Maybe you're looking at me. The Browning Golden Eagle R68 T68. R for the receiver, T for the transmitter, and the first of the Brownings to use the Golden Eagle moniker because it has that flying Golden Eagle badge on the front of the radio. Good stuff. All right, back to. Do we want to jingle? No. Let's take a check, and we've got Mike on the line for Radio 7. Hello, over.
Well, greetings from the Radio Lounge at SW47. Sorry I was out earlier at the Gazebo Gardens this evening, but we're back in the Radio Lounge trying to check in a radio that you've got to scream into.
Got a scream.
Robin T123B.
All right, I think we're back in the green, the Robin T123B. I know I have a shot of that. Let's do this one with the box. Some people who never had this radio say, no, it came in this beautiful box. 25-watt, 23-channel citizen band transceiver. That just, it gives me chills on my spine to think of if I were as like a high school student or early college days, picking up that box. This would be 72, Lincoln High School, and there's my radio, and dig into the box, and it says the looks and performance of tomorrow by the designers and engineers of today, probably many of which aren't around, but you know what? Their radio of tomorrow is right here, right now, and you're checking it in. Back to you.
Oh yeah, thank you. I don't think. When you look at the cost, I don't think a college kid could have afforded this radio back in the day. I don't know. Maybe you want to comment on that. I think they were astronomically expensive. There it is.
I think you are right, and that's why I didn't have one. That's why I get excited thinking that I were to be the guy that has that radio. I think my job at the time, I worked at it's like a Target store, but they didn't have Targets back then, long ago. And it was $2 an hour, $2.10 an hour. So if you worked a 40-hour shift, which sometimes I did, because this was during the summer, you would have a paycheck at the end of the week of about $86 minus the taxes and stuff. You would have a $70 paycheck at the end of the week. All of which was going to go finance your endeavors to the university at Fresno. And so, yes, there was no money left over for a radio. Over.
This wasn't Gemco you're talking about?
No, it was a store. It was down in in the Southern California area. It's called Two Guys. Don't ask. Yeah, it's basically a Target. It's basically a Gemco. It's the same thing. I don't think they had groceries, if I recall. I worked in the automotive department once, and I worked in the hardware department once, but it was called Two Guys.
No. Well, I'm trying to think of what guys we're up to now. Five Guys Burger? Something like that. Well, who cares? What I do care about is this radio. Everyone sounds great on it. It's fun to use it. Maybe not this late at night with no amplified mic or anything besides a pathetically operating right now modulation lamp. But it's still fun to smell, and I think that's what made me key up on this. Someone else commented on a radio that had been used in a short time. These things definitely do smell delightful on a Saturday night. So there it is from the Radio Lounge, a Robin T123B.
All right, and you know, Chrissy is going to sleep well tonight because each time, and we've had a few of them, in addition to yours, each time a Robin the green Robin T123B keys up, or is it keys down, but joins us on frequency, I'm sure that Chrissy jumps out of her chair and does a great cheer. And she's had to do that a couple times tonight. The dolphins are jumping, and so she will sleep well tonight because she's definitely getting her exercise jumping and applauding the Robin T123Bs. I took a look at the Orban meter. Yeah, you're down at like minus 20. I can hear you just fine, but yeah, that radio does require you to... what is the word I'm looking for? Because I'm not a musician. Forte? Do you have to go into Allegro or to Forte mode? What is it?
Well, we'd probably be talking about Fortissimo.
Fortissimo. It requires you to go into Fortissimo mode, which you do quite well, and we appreciate you for doing that. Robin T123B, another one of the Panasonic chassis. They're top-of-the-line stuff. So sounding good. Thanks for bringing it by and remembering that this is the Saturday night place to be on the Old Tube Radio Network.
Appreciate it. 73.
And then the jingle singers said, or not.
What are the magic numbers?
27.085 megahertz, channel 11.
Are the magic letters?
OTR.
Right here in
Fresno, California.
Radio Magic.
Old Tube Radio.
For you.
All right, counting and amounting and listening, the Old Tube Radio Network. And it's just amazingly quiet. We didn't get the short haul skip that I thought we might tonight. That's okay. We got some radio check-ins. You can hear me shuffling the papers. I was having to do a couple of fill-ins that I missed, but I think we've got everybody on the list here on the Old Tube Radio Network tonight.
You're tuned to
OTR. Channel 11.
Right here in
Fresno, California.
Stay with us.
Old Tube Radio.
And be modern.
You know, I always try to be modern here with the, I love these padded shoulders with the seersucker suit and the tie and the shirt. Where is it? The official, where is it? I should have the official OTR shirt here. It's OTR in it somewhere. I know, because they help me get dressed. before I get in front of the camera. Otherwise, you wouldn't want to look at what that would be all about. Any other stations wanting to check in before we go through the list tonight? Over. And yeah, we are going to lose an hour. Set the spring forward, but so it's going to be interesting next week because the skip was hot and heavy at 7, which is going to be 8 o'clock next week. Is that right? Yeah. So might be a little dicey for the roll call. We'll see. Maybe we'll get some check-ins from Australia, New Zealand, or whatever, something like that. Get those guys on there, and I hear them keying up eagles and stuff, so they should be bringing them by. And Richard, 40 meters is coming on. You know what, Richard? Last night, 40 meters was open everywhere till about 11 o'clock. I was hearing the close stations, the far out stations, Wisconsin. It was just totally open. So it sounds like it might be doing that again. I got to jump out of the air chair when I'm done here, but maybe I'll come back, try and get in. At about 11 o'clock, it started doing what it normally does, and shutting down. Who is his prizes? Well, there's cookies. We got cookies. That's our prizes tonight. So Maestro, please, so we can get the counting them out here.
Ladies and gentlemen, time now for the current OTR totals.
The totals tonight, we had 7 radios and 89, is that correct? 89 shortwave listeners, 22 on page 1, 21 on page 3, 19, 21 on page 2, 19 on page 3, and 27 on page 4. Radios tonight, we had 7, and it appears that there was a tie between the green machines and the Brownings. Yes, indeed. So the Robins, Robin said, we're not the only bird in this town. And it started off with the Cardone Spitfire Mark XL, which actually is a Robin in disguise, if you were to take the case off. Green radios were definitely the word tonight. We had more green radios, a very green. And who was that frog that said it ain't easy being green? The Cardone Spitfire Mark XL. Thank you, Cliff, for a very rare Canadian radio. At least the badge on it anyway. The Browning Golden Eagle Mark III SSB from Harvey, testing something new. It's not the Beagle, it's not the Bagel. It's perhaps the Bangle. Sounded pretty good with either microphonium, and he's working on. He's doing a little peeking and tweaking, and it sounds like that one will be on sale coming up here at some point when he finds a suitable receiver. The Robin T123B, our first one of the evening, thanks to the Green Arrow. That was followed. That was followed by the Browning Golden Eagle Mark IV. From Sean and Sanger. Good signal, nice audio with that. Look good on the Larry cam. The Robin T123B from Joe. Robin number 2. The Browning Golden Eagle R68 T68. That is the Beagle. Thanks, Harvey, for that. Got to have that. It's not OTR unless the Beagle is wandering around here somewhere. And then, as you heard moments ago from Mike, the Robin T123B. And I will put an extra Fortissimo next to that. The Old Tube Radio Network, thanks everybody for joining us. Hopefully you do something like this where you are a get on the air night. If you are studying for your ham ticket, keep it up. The bands are just great. I mean, when you get frustrated because there's 500 people on the same channel, it's nice to just be able to go. I mean, you're not abandoning CB, right? It was just nice to go to another frequency and have a conversation, or get that DX from wherever you want, or just down the street, or whatever you want to do. So it's just a little bit more real estate. It's more radio real estate on which to play, and that's a cool thing. So you won't regret it. We'll be back next week. Don't forget to set the clock ahead if you haven't done it already. I noticed our Nixie tubes set themselves ahead about an hour prior to when we went on the air and long before they did. So they must be set up for a UTC 0 clock time or something. When it hits 0, it changes the thing. All right, I've talked enough. Thanks, everybody, and we will catch you next time. Be good and do good stuff. The Old Tube Radio Network.
Is it Ovaltine time yet?
It's getting close. I gotta have something to go with these cookies.
Okay, well, I'm going to switch to 80 meters and see if Antarctica can hear me tonight.
All right, well, if they're up, you know what? I've still got everything fired up. I neglected to check, mainly because, my screen shut down, to see if I still have the link up to Squamish. Oh, good, it's there. It closed the window. And I thought it wasn't there, but it is there. Let me bring up some audio here. I think I'm still on. Yeah. And it's quite up there. All right, you know what? I just brought the link. Let me put it on the air here. There's the link up. The Squamish. It looks good. We're at 27085. So I'll leave it up for a second here. See if we can't get a remote blast from the space age past up in British Columbia. From the indoor antenna, the mobile radio, who might be out there or not. Here on the Old Tube Radio Network in Central California. It takes a while for the Universal Media Netweb to catch up on the lag time, so we'll see if anybody's there. Like they said in the War of the Worlds, CQ calling CQ, isn't there anyone? 27085 up in Squamish, OTR listening. I think I'm on AM there, yeah, I've got AM going. Oops, I always do that. I hit the wrong button. Let me back off. Here's the band. See if it looks like there's anybody on doing anything. It's a quiet evening. You can see a little bit of interference on that receiver every 15 kilohertz or so. But it looks kind of quiet. $27,085. All right. All quiet on the northern front. All right, I have a couple seconds. Let me switch off the item here. And what I'm going to do is I am going to, we got 2 minutes without breaking anything. I think I will switch over to 40 meters just on the receiver. I could change it in town. I'll be back in 1 minute, so I've got a couple more minutes. The stream, if you need to go, head on out, but I'm going to keep the video stream up for just a little bit here, and we'll check out 40 meters to see what it's doing, what it does last night. Back in just a second. Oh, wait a minute. I see some activity. Hold on, let me bring the volume up. I think I saw a carrier there. Get on frequency here. 27085. All right. So I'll leave that up. I'll be right back. See if we get a transmission. There we go.
I hear something in there. Hey, 333.
There we go. I knew we could do it. On the old Tube Radio Network.
Oh, he is live. Okay, I must be behind you then, because he said he was. Okay, I'll keep an eye on it there.
I probably got a 20-second latency up through this repeater.
Hey, Dennis, have you got it open? 73s. Great program like usual. Waving a hand to everybody. 428 second in the President Madison. Take care, Dennis. 73s. Back to net control.
All right, 428, sounding super good, looking really good on the scope, live and direct on the link up in Squamish, British Columbia, down here to Fresno, California. Always good. That is a good-looking radio. And fire the horn up.
I'm behind you because he's still got the meter up. He hasn't even opened it up yet. Listen
Happy
to the
New
40
Year.
meter thing.
And Jerry's, I don't even know where, cornbread, I don't even know where Jerry's Cherries is. Maybe that's a good thing, but I don't know. But were I to know, I would probably want to go over there.
We heard you the last few times when you and Christian were in there. I could hear you. Just
all right, back in a second. Let's switch an antenna.
Yeah, roger on that. Okay. I'll just watch my phone too. My internet's slow up here. Yeah, you never know. Yeah, we had that yesterday, I think. Here, for sure. Okay, I'll just eat some macaroni. I'll be on the side here. Hey, Dennis, 428, checking in the President Madison. Good show as usual. Waving a hand to everybody. Take care. See you next week, Dennis. 73s to you.
All right, 73 sounding good. Thanks for joining us, and I'm glad the link was up. It closed down, but it was still there. So, thanks for joining us. Let me turn down that. Let me go to the S meter cam and. Oh, I'm looking to see if we can't get. Anything happen at 40 meters? Can we hear that? On the band tonight?
I've built a couple. I use a lot of ribbon microphones here, and it's the same story. They don't necessarily have enough drive to get your. You really need a preamp with that, especially if it's at a distance from an 60 dB of gain, something like that, and that's really beyond what most preamps have. And if you don't have that gain, then everything else, your compressor won't react and on and on. I'm sure you got it all figured out.
Noisy. That's a broadcast band. Guys on 15.
I'm a little bit north of the main grain regions here, but yeah, that's what I do here. Pretty well cropped wheat and canola.
Trying to see who I can hear. I'm only hearing half the conversation, so I think the band may already be on. I'm going to go up to 72. Those guys are on 15.
Well, I think of a low value resistor like that.
I'm going to go to 70. 7222.
Most of the time between where you're located. Let's see, I'm not sure. It's I guess the center of Missouri would be 556 miles.
Wow.
So I'm sure you're further than that. I'd have to put your grid in. I didn't do that yet.
Wait for a call here. That's 22, 7222.
That distance, the wire does much better, but sometimes the person on the receiving end sees a better signal, even though I might see the same on either antenna here. And of course,
Okay, let me go up to. There's somebody tuning up at 7230. Big signal there. See what's going on there, listening at 7230. Or is that you know what, that's probably a broadcast band. At the top of the hour, bottom of the hour. You know what, that's probably a broadcast station at the bottom of the hour, hanging their carrier, getting on the frequency, and at some point there's going to be a beacon. There it is. There's the beacon. Let me go to AM. That's Radio Deutsche Welle, I think. So that's what they do. They have their beacon at the top of the hour, half of the hour, and then at some point they're going to come on and give the ID. That's what we should do with OTR. All right, pretty cool. Let's go up. The band, back to... There's somebody at 37. The band is good, in good shape.
CQ, Idaho QSO Party, Whiskey 7, Bravo, Oscar, Bravo.
Oh, the Idaho QSO party is going on. So that's why there's a lot of stations out there. I don't even know what the contact is.
Whiskey 7, Bravo, Oscar, Bravo.
I'm not sure what they need for a contact. Kilowatt. And yeah, I'm going to have all sorts of RF. Oh my, I'm going to have all sorts of RF. You know what, I don't think I can transmit.
You're cutting out. Again, please.
So yeah, I'm not going to try. I'm not going to try to transmit. I'll mess that guy up. So I have a little bit of RF because I have the stream up. Yeah, we're on 40 meters. Idaho QSO party going on.
Lima 7, Lima Oscar.
Papa Delta, Canada, Papa Denmark.
There's 7190. Looks like some DX going on there. But yeah, I can't, unless I do some trick here, I'm not going to be able to transmit because I'm going to...
7, Lima Oscar.
Putting some RF into the system here.
Alpha Lima 7, Lima Oscar.
Alpha Lima 7, that should be Alaska.
Lima 7, Lima Oscar.
They might be working split. So I don't hear the other station, but...
Alpha Lima 7, Lima Oscar.
From Alaska. So it's a good night on 40. If it wouldn't be the Idaho QSO party. Sound like the band is medium long?
So, when I started looking at the shortwave stuff, and the idea that the signal would come flying out of the wires.
7215.
It's like, oh, you got to be kidding me. In the audio world, everything at least stays in the wires where it belongs.
There's 7200 even right there. Listening 7200. There's somebody way down. I'm just listening on the dipole. And I have a feeling the band is long, so I'm probably not going to hear anybody in California. Nice and quiet, though. Listening 7200. No splatter from the broadcast stations. Because of my RF issue, I don't think I can transmit. I think I'm going to have incredibly bad RF. Let me turn down a couple of things here. Yeah, whoa. That is wacky. There's WA6 station. And I'm on a different profile, I think. There's the WA6 station there. Oh, I have that turned way up.
WA2CB, KB6 GFD, KB6 GFD from WA2CB, Crazy Bob, New Jersey. Over.
All right, and I'm actually getting Crazy Bob, but I'm getting a little bit of RF into the system here. But I can hear Crazy Bob out there tonight from California. Kilowatt Bravo 6, Germany, France, Denmark.
Hello, Dennis. I can hear you in New Jersey. WA2CB, Crazy Bob. WA2, Crazy Bob.
All right, yeah, whoopee, as they say. I can hear you. I'm on the very low wire, like NVIS, but you're coming through quite well, nice audio. I've got a little bit of RF in my audio because I've got the stream up here, which I normally don't have. But I hear you well in Fresno, WA2CB from Kilowatt Bravo 6, Germany, France, Denmark, over.
Roger, Dennis. Fresno, California. You were crazy, Bob. I don't have a very good voice, but I am a DJ. Thank you, Dennis. I enjoyed your YouTube channel tonight. Watched it on my big TV. Over.
All right, sounds good. I'm going to do something here. I'm going to switch to a vertical antenna. All right, there's the vertical, and I don't that plays better. It gets less RF, but anyway, Kilowatt Bravo 6, Germany, France, Denmark.
I'm on a dipole, 80-meter dipole, and I'm running a Yaesu FT-DX1200.
All right, the Yaesu's sounding good. I'm on the FT-DX5000. I've got a little bit of RF coming through, and it would take me a while to set the tuner up and see if that would make it worse or not. But you're coming through good. Thanks for the suggestion. The band is definitely long if we're going to New Jersey here tonight, but that's 40 meters off a wire, and you know what? We will not get a bill for this conversation. That's pretty cool.
I wish I had my phone here, Dennis. I'd be recording this right now, but I will lock in on my QRZ page. that the conditions are good. But thank you for the QSO there. I know other guys are in here, so 7-3 then, and I'll catch you on YouTube there, Dennis. God bless you. I'm going to come out there someday and shake your hand one of these days. 73, KB6, GFD, WA2CB.
All right, the voice in New Jersey sounding good here in Central California. And, yeah, we're going to get an extra hour of DX, so I might hear you before the net from 7 to 8 o'clock. I'll have the audio stream up, and we'll check it out. Thanks for picking me up. Sorry about my RF into the audio, but we'll do better next time if I'm not streaming, so I'll look for you. 73 to the SWLs. Thanks for letting us jump in here on 7200 even, and good contact. WA2CB from Kilowatt Bravo 6, Germany, France, Denmark.
From WA2CB, Millville, New Jersey. And I'll get back to the other guy in a minute to do something. 73.
All right. Well, there you go. I certainly didn't expect. Where's the camera here? I certainly didn't expect to be talking to New Jersey on the wire with all the RF here. So I'm gonna take down the stream, but it works. I don't have it set up. I'm going to have to work on that setup for 40-meter RF. It works good for 10 and 11, but I got too many wires and not enough toroids. Good night, all. The 40-meter band is working. That was just a piece of wire to a vertical antenna across the planet. Fun stuff. Get you next week. I was running about 400 watts. That's about as much as I could get before I got extra RF flavor. Yeah, we'd have to do that. We'll have a pickup on 40 meters. 40 meters isn't going to be always like this. It should be getting better as we get into the summer, spring. Well, that's big. It should be getting into better conditions. So, yeah, maybe that would be something to go on another hour nighttime on 40 meters. It's going to be spotty, though, as to who we can hear and where you are. I hear a little wind. There's some wind on 7200. All right, I'm going to shut it down. I got to get out of the air chair. But we'll try it again. I'm working on some antennas and RF shielding. If I turn the stream off, I may get back on 40, but I don't know how long the band will be up. And even I was amazed on that. Yeah, exactly, Bob. You sounded good. I've left the video up, so this will be on the tail end of the video replay, and there's going to be RF in it. I think so. If you play it back, which I will do, hopefully the RF isn't too bad. I turned my power down as much as up as much as I could not to get RF. So thanks, Crazy Bob, and we'll catch you next week on OTR or somewhere. Maybe we'll do this again. I was running 4K wide. I was running ESSB, so hopefully the SWLs were listening wideband. And see how quiet it is. And the band will just change, just like that.
Yeah, there's no reason to do that. Yeah, you ended up with that copper clad.
You guys are still on 15, probably the pileup on 8990.
Delta, KA2, Zulu, Sugar Delta, Alaska.
Yeah, there's 7180. So the band is long. Alaska, New Jersey. And you only hear one side of the conversation because they're talking to the West Coast. I won't hear the West Coast station, but I'll hear the stations that are talking this way. And the band is quiet. Look at that noise level. That's amazing. And the noise level's almost at 0. Which is the sign of a bad antenna, probably, but it makes for hearing things. Working, of course, the broadcast station. Let's go to AM. If you got 500,000 watts, that's what you can do on AM. And the Cobra hand mic, that's funny. Yeah, Hans, we'll have to see if we can get you from in the morning sometime. All right, 73, everybody.
mafi akasari dai an hana matasan Falasɗinawa a ranar Talata da ta gabata ne dai gwamnatin Isra'ila ta tabbata sanarwa daga ofishin firaministan kasar Benjamin Netanyahu wanda ya ba su ba kuma ba za ta tsaya matakan hana shiga na Isra'ila ba